before we begin this very program, listen to this very clip. It is widely known and it's always been in the news, but we have to recap and know what actually happened and how the Nigerian government is leaving the substance to pursue the shadow. Because Mazi Nnamdi is an Igbo man. But those who are sponsoring these very problems are not Igbos, but from the tribe Nigerian government loves, from the tribe the government of APC loves, and from the tribe the president of Nigeria today, Ahmed Tinubu, loves, because they are of the same religious enclave. Listen to the clip. We are playing it to show that the Nigerian government is leaving their problem to pursue Igbos wherever they are because of oil interest. That is the only thing that they are pursuing, not necessarily that Nnamdi caused anything, but giving them Biafra means forfeiting the oil wells they depend on. That is the only thing. Let us listen briefly to the clip before we enter into our programs.
I told them that we can't use that same template for Boko Haram. I told General Onshakin to look at the center of gravity of the problem. And we all came together. I was made a member of the committee, including Atahiru that just died was a member of that committee in 2016, 2017. And we came to a conclusion after several arguments. And the arguments were three. To identify the center of gravity of the problem, one group said it is the fighters, the Boko Haram fighters are the center of gravity, so we should go after them. Another group said the center of gravity of Boko Haram is Abubakar Shekau. So if we go after Abubakar Shekau, then the problem of Boko Haram will be solved. I took exception to the group. I said that is not the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram insurgency that we were having between that 2012 and 2017. And General Onshakin asked me, Olami, why are you giving problem? What is the problem? Give us the answer. And I told General Onshakin that if I tell you the answer, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. He said, what is the problem? I said, the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence. Okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that Buhari government has refused to try them?
So the government knows sponsors of Boko Haram?
Of course, it's in the news. In April this year, the government said they have arrested 400 Bureau de Change related, people that were sponsoring Boko Haram. They told us. And Abu Dhabi also helped us to arrest few Nigerians, tried them, we know them. Why can't this government, if not that they are partisan and they are actually part of the charade that is going on, why can't they bring those people out for trial?
So the Bureau de Change operators on the one hand, but you particularly said people in government. Are those part of the Bureau de Change, or those people that you say are in government are still there, government is aware, and government is condoning them?
The people I mentioned that are in government are not these ones they just arrested. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. we arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned, some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday?
Hi everyone, you are welcome back again. Today is 7th of May 2025. It is a memorable day, the day Nigerians had in a federal Nigerian constituted court the videos recorded by the Nigerian DSS was played in the courtroom, whereby the judge, James Omotosho, the prosecution judge, Barrister Awomolo of Yoruba Nation, SAN, the Pwbb groups with mass read and answered questions on the recorded video given to them by the former Attorney General of the Federation. The two eminent politicians mentioned in the Southeast are Governor of Imo State, Mr. Hope Uzodinma, whose appointment was controversial and led to the suspension of the presiding judge in 2019/2020. And finally, who was the former governor of Rivers State. He was controversial, and his controversy remains with him. It is his personal property, but the effect is what it has in the Nigerian populace and the genocide committed by him in Obigbo of Rivers State. This remains, and perhaps one day and tell the world also what happened. The video explained many things which angered the groups that represented the Pwbb. The Biafran Remembrance Day led to the killing of more than 150 Biafrans, which was reported by VOA and also detailed by the Amnesty International. For the moment, these are the key things that took place on that very date. On the issue of events in Nigeria, Amoteku was formed to secure the lives and properties of the Yorubas. Igboho fought in the name of Yoruba Nation to secure the lives and properties of the Yorubas. He did not do anything bad. When the governors failed, he was there to secure the lives and properties of the Yorubas. On the eastern side, when the governors failed, ESN was formed not to be in the street, but in the bush to secure Biafran farmers who were killed, the ladies raped, young girls raped, and butchered into pieces by the people who believe to be the Fulanis. And the anger of the government of Buhari is that the Fulanis are being mentioned by Nnamdi and other groups in Nigeria, including the outspoken governors. The Amoteku caught many Fulani hitmen live in various lorries heading to Lagos. The government of Buhari changed the name of the Fulanis to bandits so that no person will mention the name Fulani. That is where their anger comes from. Those from the southeast who have already received the title handed over to them by the Fulani emirs became their agent in southeast of Nigeria. Those who have political lineage or who want political posts becomes their agents, and which is stressed here, and they become the part of Pwbb today. There are 3 Remembrance Day as it is today in Nigeria. One is the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is on the 15th January of each year. There are 2 events that took place on 15th of January. One was the first coup in Nigeria. Then secondly was the date when the Biafran War was declared no victor, no vanquished by the former military dictator, General Yakubu Gowon, and the British government of Harold Wilson. Then the second is the Biafran Remembrance Day of their people who were massacred during the British supervised Nigerian war against the Southeastern region of Nigeria that formed the Biafran nation. These videos are not different from the videos and interviews being displayed in channel television, in Arise News, in AIT News, in various newspapers. Nigerian citizens who are disenchanted with the killings and the government doing nothing to stop them. We have had the former defense minister and chief of army staff, Supreme Headquarters, in the name of General T.Y. Danjuma. We had the interview of the late Dr. Obidaya, also from various DSS former directors who have spoken to the world at the Nigerian echelon. The government officials know who sponsored the Boko Harams, that they are in government, and that they knew what they are doing. They want to Islamize the nation and suppress anybody that speaks out. These are in various news media. The former governor of Benue State, Governor Autumn, spoke about this. In all these, the one that pains them is when any Igbo man speaks, it is anathema to the government of Buhari, and today, President Tinubu, who has refused to make comment on the killings in Yoruba land, including the massacre in our church. When they want to speak, they will speak in such a way that they will not offend the Fulanis, but they come after their own persons from the south, especially southeastern part of Nigeria, or what they refer to as the South-South. These are the people who they don't want to hear their voice, except when you take contract to kill the Igbos. This time you become their friends. In this interview, Mazi Nnamdi has spoken, and what he has said is not tantamount to any crime, because it's what others have been speaking. The only difference is that when you have the spiritual discernment and empowerment, you'll be able to speak what the future holds, what you are informed spiritually, like the prophets of the past. Unfortunately, a prophet is without honor in his own home country, and this is what he's playing out. Playing such videos is to tell the world that what they are seeing today has already been predicted and told to the Nigerian public, but they refuse to accept this until it started happening. On the incitement which they declared, he incited people against the police and the public places. This is a world which parents even tell their children, if you go to school and they continue beating you, one day when they beat you, you beat them back. That is self-defense. And this is what has happened many people have been killed, farmers have been killed, not only in southeastern part of Nigeria, in Yoruba land, that made Sunday Igboho to rise up. In the north, that made vigilantes to rise up. This made the southwestern region to form Amotiku. All these are self-defense. When the government cannot defend you, you defend yourself. It is called self-defense, and when they mishandle this case, then the world will rise against them. Remember Nelson Mandela, especially when the international community, the United Nations Human Rights Group, has already stated that Nigeria should release Mazi Nnamdi and pay him compensation. But the Fulanis, the government of APC, continued to insist that they do not obey the international community, but it is the international community that obey Nigeria, provided they have money. If it comes to bribery, they will use the oil money to push their way. This is their belief, and we don't know if it is working for them until the international community does something to prove that this Nigerian system of pushing their way has not entered into their stream. With this, we come to the end of this very program. We have much to do, but let us see what happens. Please direct these video clips to the Council of Mazi Nnamdi. Despite the fact that they are aware of all these points, they need also to have them. It is very, very important. Like Massive Media stated earlier, the best was not to enter into this trial, like former Council of Mazi Nnamdi has argued, Barrister Mike Ojukwu. But however, since this has started, let every effort be made to thwart the objective of the who have held bent to trash Mazi Nnamdi. It is also important for the Igbos in all over the world to start contacting various governments, various human rights organizations, to let them begin to watch the proceedings if they have not started doing so. It is very, very important, if you want to help this case, to go in accordance with the rule of law and also unbiasedness, because the government of Nigeria is militant when it comes to what they want to achieve. And also remember that this is entangled with ethnicity, hatred, and the Nigerian Biafran war subjections. Thank you for listening. Do not fail to subscribe to this channel, like and share. Please endeavor to send these clips to the Council of Mazi Nnamdi and the legal teams. It is very, very important as well. Thank you very much. Till we come to you with another edition of our program. Thanks and God bless you all. Bye.